I am to report the TV and the chopping up of dead corpses went all night. As it always does, because they're always getting laid out in here. The armed conflict combat that went on in the house next door, that is not the first time I have heard unforgettable combat in the house next door. In fact, I have heard even more incredible and loud and going for like a while combat in the house next door, but I can't talk about it. I've heard it before. They take them out in that house, and so anyone crawling around in the backyard is a practical joke. Okay, so last night with the house next door, speaking of this topic, it had to be furniture or some sort of weapon, and it went poof, 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 like so fucking loud in sequence like that, and it was the fuck tremendous. It was like furniture or just, oh my God. And that was going on, and it was going on in this house on floor 3, and it was going on in the first floor of this house, and who knows where else. All right. Okay, so the chopping up of dead corpses went on all night with the TV. They just weren't blasting it as loud, but they were blasting the TV. And then when I go in there, the TV would be tremendously loud. It's just not at max volume. They're turning it down just a slight bit. Ask the terrorist to why they're doing that. But when I go in there, they have the surveillance going. There's no way they could know I was just walking into the room below, but they do, and they turn it right down right away. And then they turn it back up. So this is what they did. And there's a guy up there now. There's a male. He's down. He's from about 2 houses down. They all crawl through holes they carved in the wall to get up and down. I've explained this. So there's a male who was up there about 5:45 when I went in. He had the TV running loudly. I just walked in with my socks. There's no way anyone could have known unless they have illegal surveillance on the room below. And so he did, and after 1 minute he waited, turned the TV all the way down, as he was instructed to do, while he's chopping up dead bodies. Then I come back in here, I wasn't in there very long, and he waited about 1 minute, and then he blasted the TV at rock concert volume with some sort of thing. I can't find the word, okay? It was clear what he did. And that didn't work out for him, okay? Because he was bringing in some real scuzzbags. And now he's up there by himself. All right, so whatever the good guys are doing, I don't know what's going on. The good guys have to deal with these terrorists, these police and fire, all these scumbags. And with the police and fire comes some sort of U.S. cooping. Also, they've got to deal with Putin's Russian rejects he sends here and the Iranian Guard. But the real threat when they're here, and they're basically always here, is this conglomerate of a military that I call the Iran military, and they are the ones that actually lay out some cities of ours. And they do it for revenge. They do not do it because they think they're going to take over police departments and take over cities like the ones that don't leave a terrorist cell are under the belief that they are doing. So this terrorist cell is clearly and obviously protected. Everyone's finally realized that, okay? There is a terrorist cell in the middle of Washington, D.C. It is the capital of the United States, so I think people understand why it is here and what the aim of this terrorist cell is. And no matter what kind of violence and heinous crime they commit in here, they are protected to do it for as long as they need it to be here. They being the Iranian government, they being Putin, they being Donald Trump, they being Joe Biden, okay? There's a lot of money invested in this. When they attack our Constitution and take over our sovereign territory, they get really, 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 really rich from this. Kamala Harris is set to be incredibly rich from this, right? And along with that is taking over countries in Africa and just around, like Hitler had tried to do, taking over Europe and so on and so forth. And with that means ethnic cleansing, and with, yeah, millions die. Right, exactly. So with that means millions and millions of innocent people in the populations of the countries that the United States is attacking, with the country of Iran. Millions of those people would just die just because they were there, and the country that's attacking them is taking over. There's no other reason. It's just murder. It's murder like they're doing in here. It's murder and chopping up of dead bodies and organ harvesting like they're doing in here. It's savagery. It's brutality. And then they say to everybody else is engaging in genocide. They say everybody else is invading countries. Everything that the United States is doing with Vladimir Putin, they say that everyone else is doing it except us. It's been horrendous to read the papers. It's frightening. So there's a male up there, and I went back in about 5 minutes ago, right? That's the same male that blasted the TV, has been chopping up bodies all night. For some reason, he's still up there. I don't know why he hasn't bailed through one of his many cubbyhole doors that they have carved into the walls here. Don't ask me, ask these special forces. He's still up there, and when I went in there for 1 minute, he came in from, it seemed to be the S Street side of floor 3. He's not wearing shoes. You don't hear him. You just hear him walking. I can't explain all this. And he came and stood right over my fucking head. He marched up like he's all pissed off. He didn't think I heard him, and he stood right over my fucking head. So we still have a terrorist, violent as fuck, in this house, protected to chop off heads, arms, limbs of dead bodies, dig into the dead body, grab out the organs and their livers, all their internal organs, and sell them on the black market. I guess this is okay. This doesn't make any Americans blink an eye. Apparently not. This is something they are proud of. They have displayed that in the city of DC, that I, Heidi Granger, am a problem for talking about it and saying how horrifying that it is, as you can see with the comments left on my YouTube account. So this guy is still up there, by the way. Okay, bye.